We are continuing House of Dragon. Today's episode is titled The Red Dragon and the Gold Dragon, which means that apparently we're going to finally see some dragon action. That didn't sound well. Yeah, I think the Dance of the Dragons, that's what we're going to see in this episode, because the war is arising, the tension is building up. Yeah, in the previous episode there was quite a plot twist because Alicent finally found out that there's more Aegon in the world than just her son. So now she's sort of mind blown that apparently Viserys didn't quite mean her son, and that the whole thing, the whole conflict started because, well, she basically didn't really reflect on what her husband said. And I guess I don't blame her because it was probably wishful thinking on her part as well. But at the same time, I guess she knew how much Viserys wanted Rhaenyra on the throne. So next time, maybe when she hears a name, she's gonna ask for a specification. Anyway, jumping into this episode, apparently it's one of the best that we have seen so far. Apparently it's on Game of Thrones level, which I don't think it might be, because I just don't think that the show is on that level. But it's still a very entertaining show. Isn't that Viserys, judging by his back only? It looks like it. Wow, this Daemon, he kind of looks like his brother. He's still having his visions.
I can't understand. Speak plainly.
Don't you speak Old Valyrian?
Stop.
I guess his solution to every problem is just cutting their head off. His wives.
There's been a raven.
Oh. Why is he?
Your Grace. Slept well, I trust.
Looks like it.
As I said, there's been a raven.
Oh.
Aegon's army departed King's Landing a fortnight ago. The castles of Rosby and Stokeworth have both fallen without siege. They have raised Aegon's banner and added their levies to the Christian Cole's host. Both houses cited that sad business with the usurper's son in their declarations. Sir Christian's army might have Harrenhal as its destination. Even if you can raise a post of rivermen, it will not be ready in time to face him.
This goat be eaten. I somehow sense that it will be eaten.
Let's see what your Lord Paramount is made of.
My prince, my grace, your grace.
Lord Grover is looking more hale and healthy than I expected.
This is Sir Oscar Tully, grandson to Grover Tully. He is heir to Riverrun and the future Lord Paramount of the Riverlands. His Grace, the King Consort Daemon Targaryen.
It is an honor, your grace.
Indeed.
My god, so intimidating. Why did he do that? It's just a boy.
Affairs your grandsire.
Sadly, he remains incapacitated, unable to do much more than take meager drink.
So he's alive.
Gods be good.
Well, my time is short and I have need of an army. Perhaps you might place a feather pillow over his head and speed along your inheritance.
I love my grandsire. Like a father. My own Lord Father died suddenly. Lord Grover raised me in his stead.
Are you here to speak with your grandsire's voice for House Tully in the Riverlands?
While he still lives? That is not our way.
Then you're of no use to me. House Tully is a fish with no head. Remind me, which of your countrymen claimed to fight in the name of Aegon? Was it Bracken or Blackwood?
It was House Bracken that declared green, your Grace.
Who could remember? Summon the Blackwoods here. I require men of action to lead my host of rivermen.
So many animals here and there in that ruins of a castle. Gosh, I have to tell you that that entire sea plot line is lost on me. I'm not certain why it's important as much, except that it's Rhaenys. And that guy?
Princess, if we're holding to formalities.
Princess.
Gosh, they're all so fragile and sensitive.
You are Alan.
Yes. Princess.
Oh yeah, he saved the dude.
I'm given to understand my lord husband owes you his life. But I was not told his saviour was so comely. Your mother must have been very beautiful.
Rhaenys.
Creepy much?
Is your work finished? No, my lord.
Was she hitting on him? Like, yeah, you saved my husband, so now you can have me. I don't know, the old habits, the old ways of the Targaryens.
He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
Yes.
You did not think to mention it.
I did not think it relevant.
I know who he is, Corlys. Alan's past is no fault of his. He saved his lord's life. He should be raised up and honored, not hidden beneath the tides.
Is this why you came? To subject me to an inquisition?
I came to tell you that Baylor has called me to Dragonstone. That councillor's going to dine on her and Jace for supper. They grow restless in Rhaenyra's absence.
Where has that woman gone?
I suspect to try and draw us all back from the abyss.
Wait, is Rhaenyra not back? She's still taking her long way from King's Landing or something? Oops.
Good morrow, Your Grace.
Good morrow, Grand Maester.
She's shook by the news.
As requested. I brewed it myself.
Thank you. I will see it delivered discreetly.
Do report if the recipient has need of any remedy. The tea is known to disagree with the gut.
I shall observe the girl closely.
Wait, who's pregnant? Is she pregnant?
Grand Maester, you've ever been a practical man, an honourable servant to the crown, and you served my lord husband in his darkest hours.
Such was my duty, Your Grace.
Tell me, do you believe Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him?
Oh, the wrong answer could, like, cost him his head.
I could not know. His Grace never raised the matter with me.
I think she was just one extra question away from really finding out. She didn't really... Do you think she's pregnant with little devil spawn of Sir Criston Cole? No wonder she's going to get... Sorry, but honestly, Sir Criston Cole, yeah.
Sir Criston Cole's host has taken to exploiting the tree cover. He now only travels by night. It is difficult to say, but there were signs of an army moving northwest.
You should have burned them when you had the chance.
Perhaps you can, Sir Alfred, when you next sight them on your dragon.
The only reason we know any of this is because of Baylor's efforts.
What do we know, my prince?
We know that Cole possesses a host that is growing in strength and that it is a problem.
Daemon hoped to meet it with his own in time.
Have you had word from your father?
No.
Ravens were sent to Harrenhal, seeking news of Daemon's progress with the River Lords.
We could perhaps act if only we had a host of our own, or someone here to lead us.
Mind your tongue, Sir Alfred.
Does it speak falsely, my prince? This council is rudderless.
I'm doing my best to steer it, Sir Alfred.
Why should your voice be any louder than ours, princess? It is her voice and that of the king consort that we need to raise alliances and command our vassals. But they are gone.
What has come of this council?
My lord.
Our enemy is on the march. Is there naught to be done in the absence of the Queen but to grouse and claw for power?
We do not know the Queen's doings, but we must trust she seeks the same as each of us at this table. An end to this conflict.
Wasn't she supposed to come back from her trip? Wait, so also each time the council meets, they're like, oh, where's Daemon and his army? But I don't think he ever promised one when he left. Like, it was rather a antagonistic scenario.
To the true King Aegon will be spared. You can earn back your honor by raising his banner and fighting in his name against the whore of Dragonstone. All who refuse...
Of course it's him who's saying whore.
Good morrow, Lord Darkler.
Is there no honor left in this world, Cole? Sacking your queen's own castles and putting up people to the sword? Kingmaker. You're not fit for the White Cloak.
This is a better death than a traitor deserves. You should thank me for it.
Yours will come in kind.
I have known that he'll become the villain of this show, really. All I want is for him to be gone. He's much more annoying than the actual Aegon.
We'll lead the van northeast.
But Harrenhal is to the west.
Indeed it is.
Fuck you. I told you we should have sent our dragons, and now look what's happened. Daemon, of all people, has taken Harrenhal. It's your fucking castle!
Well, that castle is more crippled than I am, Your Grace. It's like to drive Daemon to madness as he attempts to make use of it, which is beyond his faculties. He's also penniless, as I happily control all of its gold. As Harrenhal saps Daemon's resolve, the false queen remains trapped on her island, and Sir Criston continues felling castles in the Crown Lands.
I think he needed Harrenhal because it could host soldiers.
If I am to make informed rulings, I will not be made to look a fool in front of my allies and enemies.
Harrenhal must wait. Sir Criston is marching on Rook's Rest.
A pathetic prize. I gave no such
The
command.
castle is small, weakly defended, and Lord Staunton sits on Rhaenyra's council. After Cole smashes it, we'll have Dragonstone effectively cut off by land. This war will not be won with dragons alone, but with dragons flying behind armies of men.
Have him turn about. I want Harrenhal back.
Cole is already preparing his attack.
How do you know this?
He sent word to me.
Awkward.
Plotting.
Have you been messaging each other?
Without my authority.
Sounds like a Joe's girlfriend. Oh! That's his revenge for humiliating him. Oh, I love that. I wonder how many of them actually speak the tongue. Was that correct grammatically? Oh, they understand. Oh.
Harrenhal is a useful morass. It will keep Daemon well occupied while we strengthen our host and weaken Rhaenyra's support on the mainland. We will deal with it in the Riverlands in time. Rook's Rest is an easy target and a worthy effort. Don't you agree, my king?
Played him. Honestly, Aegon is not as bad. Like, he was supposed to be the new, what's his name?
Come.
The Lannister. Joffrey.
I thought I'd look in on you, Your Grace, after your absence from the small council. I feared something was amiss.
You're kind to do so, my lord, but indulgence was my sin. I ventured into the lamprey pie at last night's supper. Too far, I fear.
That is a rich indulgence. But I believe it is a sin to deny your appetites. It will make us fully alive as mortal men.
Is he talking about banging Sir Criston?
Was anything of note discussed at the council?
Daemon having seized Harrenhal and his grace's resulting displeasure.
I would have thought you would be the most aggrieved, my lord.
See it as a loss for our greater good. Sir Criston wins every challenge he faces there. That truth alone is like to incite Rhaenyra's fury.
He's covered himself in glory, to be sure.
And you must worry for him. Sworn sword, on the march, never exposed to dragons, it is a perilous road.
Sir Criston is the hand of the king. We should all pray for his victory and safe return.
If I may be so bold, my queen, you have not seemed yourself of late.
Only weeks ago, my lord husband was alive, and the realm was at peace. Now I've barely had the hours to grieve one tragedy before suffering the next. I regret if I have not been myself.
I did not know you shared your lord husband's love for the histories.
Oh, is she reading about Aegon?
Not his love, then certainly an abiding interest.
I bet.
The voices of history guided Viserys. He knew.
In the end, no matter how suited he thought Rhaenyra for the crown, the voices of history, as you say, would have told him how the realm would react to her succession.
It's impossible to know what steered his thoughts in those final hours.
Do you now doubt his intentions?
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish, and so will Aegon's. The war will be fought, many will die, and the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
Oh man, but I was hoping she would...
The significance of Viserys' intentions died with him.
Oh.
Yes, it did.
Damn, she might be right. Come to think of it, if now she like came forward with it, and honestly she doesn't really have a proof anyway, then I guess it's all done. I think there's supposed to be visions like Daenerys said, right?
It's a touch late to be stalking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword. I'm called Alice.
Strong?
Rivers.
Bastard.
Once you get to know me, you'll find I'm not so bad.
So what are you then? Some kind of maester?
In a manner of speaking. and headed to the duties after the last one fled in the night.
Fled? Why?
Just never settled in. How are you settling in? I've come to know the face of tortured rest well enough. Sleep can be thin in this place. Harrenhal's been cursed since its first stone was laid. Black hadn't felled the grove of weirwood trees that grew on these lands. Heart trees imbued with the spirits of those who lived long before he came. The very bed you sleep in was made from such a heart tree. You experienced anything of note?
I think she saw him.
A strange kind of woman.
Last episode, right?
I'm no woman at all. I'm a barn owl, cursed to live in human form.
Okay.
So you come here after quarreling with your wife.
Actually, for a moment there was like, maybe.
You arrive here alone to claim the castle and yet send no ravens.
Oh.
Do you now plan to make your own claim? Perhaps to prove yourself to her?
Do not try me with your insolence.
She's very
I
observant.
imagine to give obeisance to one who replaced you as heir. And a woman too, a girl child you bounced on your knee. I mean, does it please you that her legitimacy is contested as you stand here with a castle and a dragon, attempting to draw an army of men? Here, drink this. You'll need your sleep if you're to win this place to your side.
She got him high. What? Do you think that's real?
Dragons. Our queens pay for their treachery against the laws of gods and men, and against the crown.
Who are you?
Sir William Blackwood of House Blackwood, Your Grace. As I said.
What might I do for you?
It was you who summoned me, Your Grace. I was given to understand that you wanted an army.
Who doesn't these days? You Blackwoods certainly never miss a chance to bloody your swords, do you?
Some 20 years ago, my lord bent the knee to King Viserys and acknowledged the Princess Rhaenyra as his rightful heir. I once vied for Queen Rhaenyra's hand. Before she wed Seleno, I was like her spirit. She had the true blood of the dragon.
And you're prepared to march without the leave of your lord?
Your Grace. And once you and your dragon bring the Queen's justice to the Brackens, our armies will be yours.
Our lords in the Crown Lands are grousing. Their herds of livestock struggle to keep pace with the dragon's relentless appetites, Vhagar's in particular.
Resources are certainly growing no more plentiful.
He's so bored of that meeting. Or maybe they're hangover or something.
Cole's done splendidly at the least, turning every castle and army he's faced, including Duskendale, God's bless him. Kingmaker, they're calling him. And with Aemond and Vhagar also at the ready, we are a formidable opponent.
You bore me. You all bore me.
That's kind of a mood, isn't it? I wish I had the privilege of a king to always do that.
Sir Kristen will be able to procure more lice through his campaign.
What are you doing here?
Where are your father's books?
I ordered them removed.
With no thought to the centuries of knowledge in those pages.
Your Grace?
His knights are horrible.
I didn't burn them.
So she's still exploring Aegon's.
They don't care what I think.
Who, Aegon?
My council, Cole, Aemond, they pursue their campaign without seeking my aid, or even my thoughts.
What thoughts would you have?
Ouch!
I'm the king.
Do you think simply wearing the crown imbues you with wisdom?
Suddenly she doesn't see him as a
At your council table.
king material.
Earned their seats. It was my hope that, once enthroned, you would honour the burden of your new duties, be silent, and strive to learn from the more studied minds around you, in the hope that you might be half the king your father was.
Tread carefully.
Or what? You'll hang me, as you did your rat catchers, or have me banished, as you did your hand. I ruled in your father's absence throughout his long illness, and Otto Hightower was as cunning a statesman as ever lived. You should humbly be seeking our opinions in council. You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
Damn.
What would you have me do, Mother?
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
What?
To Rook's Rest! To battle!
He's like, oh, again? God.
We must hold here and ready ourselves to lay siege at nightfall.
shall move now and strike by day. They will not expect it.
They will not expect it because it is fucking madness. Did you forget the little encounter we had on the road to Rosby?
I did not.
Dragonstone and their dragons are just across the bay. What, grown tired of living, have you?
You're afraid, sir?
Worse. I'm rational.
We advance.
I see no other point. Need to send a dragon.
Where?
Oh, she's back.
Support the war that your vassals have been fighting in your absence, Your Grace.
Cole's host has grown since riding abroad.
Duskendale. The city has fallen. Many Darkling men declared for Aegon.
She really only just came back. It seemed like she got there within minutes.
He kept his oath. Cole took his head for it.
Where have you been these last days? You vanished without so much as a word.
I apologize for my absence and the secrecy, but such was necessary. I went to King's Landing.
To what possible end?
To meet Queen Alice and sue for peace.
You saw Alison?
Yes, I did.
You could have been taken or slain.
I inherited 80 years of peace from my father.
She admitted it.
Before I was to end it, I needed to know that there was no other path. And now I do. Only one choice remains to me. Either I win my claim, or die.
We stand at the ready.
Cole's victories have only emboldened him. He marches on Rook's Rest.
Why Rook's Rest? After Duskendale?
Because Lord Staunton is a member of this council, and because his castle is small and vulnerable and there for the taking. Cole knows we have no army on the mainland.
He is brazen.
He is daring us to act.
We need...
Oh, she's gonna get it. Oh, that thought excited
There
her.
are those who have mistaken my caution for weakness. Let that be their undoing. I will go.
My queen.
Her?
You cannot.
I will not loose dragons to war whilst I hide here in my castle.
Our allies raise their banners for you. If you die, all is lost.
He's so snarky this episode. If you die.
You lack the experience.
You must send me, Your Grace.
Yes. Oh.
Mathies is your largest dragon and no stranger to battle. I will meet Cole.
Honestly, I don't know how she does it. She looks younger by the day.
I wish only to fight for you. For your claim and mine.
There's something I need to tell you, Jace. Something I should have told you when you first became heir to the throne. It's a secret. Viserys told me when he named me his successor.
What?
And it has passed from king to heir since Aegon the Conqueror's time.
That doesn't look well. He's gonna fly drunk.
Because I was unsure that I believed it myself. The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector. Ordained to lead the Seven Kingdoms, to strengthen them, and to unite them against a common foe. Viserys chose me to succeed him. He held to this the whole of his life. My father believed that I alone was meant to be this protector.
They're 1,500 strong at least, my lord.
But to unite the realm, I had to send the dragons to war.
Wow. One dragon?
The horrors I have just loosed cannot be for a crown alone. That is why I must believe what Viserys told me when he named me his heir, what Jaehaerys had told him, and what I will now tell you.
What is it?
Aegon the Conqueror's dream. He called it the Song of Ice and Fire.
Ah, nice touch.
Sounded horns to announce our coming.
Order the Darkland levies to break off and move ahead. We must keep the dragon's attention divided. Make the signal.
What signal?
All is going to plan.
Damn. is the dragon hiding? Oh my god. Oh no. But I think he has the biggest dragon, no?
Boss, Vega, see el daor.
Do people know that he actually went there alone and drank?
Whose dragon is that?
His Grace the King's.
This was your secret plot, Carl. For the king himself to lay ambush and mayhap die in the attempt.
No!
Loose more signal arrows! Stalwart men of House Targaryen! Your king has joined you! Hold to your courage! Hold to your wits! For the Seven have blessed and shielded this host with divine purpose!
But
For
it's...
one true king, Aegon!
But it's 2 dragons against 1 if Aemond joins. What if Rhaenys dies?
Where are you, Aemond?
We should have sent 2 dragons. No. Bah. Oh. Oh. No. Oh. I actually feel so sorry for that dragon. Oh no, oh. Kind of feel like Rhaenys will die.
We must get you to cover, my lord.
Holy shit. He does have the biggest dragon, right? Whoa. Damn. I actually am not sure who he's fighting there. I mean, Aemond. He did not.
Your Grace!
Bro! He... What? Was it... What? Ah, Aemond's plot was... Attack? He's... The big dragon? Oops. Oops. Look at Val. Look at his head. Is that Aemond walking his dragon? Oh. What's the situation now? Because I don't feel like anyone won. Maybe he's using the fact that his dragon is green and on foot. Green-grey. Damn it! She's alive? Oh my god, he's alive. God, out of everyone.
Fallen, we must find him.
Is this a horse-inspired scene from the finale of Game of Thrones? Wait, okay, if Aegon survived then... Oh, then he's gonna die again. But if Aegon survived, then I want Rhaenys to be alive too. The dragon is still alive?
Where is his grace?
God damn, what an episode. What? I think this was Aemon's plan all along to sort of get rid of Aegon. Like, he was clearly hiding there and he definitely didn't aim to help Aegon out. I just wonder if Cole was in that time, because when he saw Aemon appearing, he wasn't quite surprised. I'm not certain what their inner plan was, but Rhaenys, oh my god, if she's gone, then that's gonna be a loss. Not just for Rhaenyra, but also for the show, because she was one of the most charismatic, interesting characters there. I know her role was advisory and complimentary, and it was just a nice parallel between how she didn't get the throne and how Rhaenyra is supposed to get the throne, but still losing her will be hurtful, though we didn't really see. I mean, Aegon, I think, is alive because Aemon just left and Cole collapsed on his knees, so I think it's quite clear that Aegon's dead. And that the dragon was sort of dying there too. I feel for that. That scene with Rhaenys dying was very sad, but the whole dragon's battle was epic as hell. Obviously, that's one advantage over Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones, while a much better show, I think, still wouldn't be able to sort of create a dragon battle, because there are only 3 dragons and they were all friends, I mean siblings, so they wouldn't really fight each other. But that was an incredible battle sequence, what they did here. One of the best scenes in both battles, I mean in both Game of Thrones and this episode. So yeah, while the last half of the episode was kind of slow, and this is true, they have been talking a lot in the past 4 episodes, it's clear now that they have an advantage here if they want to do more of these battles. There's still dragons there, but I don't know who's going to fight Aemon's dragon, it's so big. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Unedited episodes are available on Patreon, and I'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe, bye!